Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, so we have some discussion also left. Take it. For that, I will. And at the end, we will have the discussion of the remaining homework. Okay. We'll start with the next topic. Please keep yourself muted. If anyone is unmuted, you can please mute yourself.
Can you repeat what you said just now? I just didn't heard it clearly. I got disconnected. Network issue.
We are just going to start the class. Nothing has been taught till now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So next topic is transformation of equations. Transformation of equations. See, what is this
So did you
article all about?
anything before this?
Sorry,
So did you teach anything before this, or you are just starting?
I have just started the class.
Okay.
Okay, so let us see what we have to do this in this particular article. What is the meaning of transformation of equations? Okay, so actually there is no theory as such. There is no theory as such. We will take few examples, and based on the examples we will understand what is the meaning of transformation. Transformation means change. So changing of equation, we can say that we are going to study about changing of equations. So what exactly we are going to study? The best explanation can be given with the help of examples only. So first let us see what type of questions will come under this heading, transformation of equation. So first of all, they will give you some equation, not necessarily a quadratic. It can be a cubic equation. It can be a biquadratic equation. And they will say that it will have some roots, say alpha, beta, or whatever. Then on the basis of this information, then find equation of roots. Then find equation of roots. Sorry, then find equation whose roots are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. This type of question. Okay. So see what we are going to do. Listen very carefully. We are given some equation. We are given its roots alpha and beta. And we have to find a new equation whose roots are somewhat related to the roots of the given equation. Like the equation which is already given, it has roots alpha and beta. And the equation that we have to form has roots 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. So what we will do, we will not...
Have you started new subtopic?
Yes, it's a new topic.
Okay, sir.
So actually what we are going to do in this article, we are not
This is a new
going to...
chapter.
It's same chapter. It's nothing new. This is quadratic. Why you people ask about the chapter every time? This is
Sorry.
quadratic. Okay. When new chapter will start, I will tell you. It is a big chapter. There are so many subtopics, but we have to complete discussion also. So sometimes we are doing discussion, sometimes we are studying something new. Okay. So when new chapter will begin, I will tell you. And new chapter will be trigonometric. Okay. So it will take two, 3 turns more, and then we'll be able to start that chapter. Okay. So in this particular article, we are given a equation, we are given roots, and we have to find a new equation whose roots are somewhat related to the roots of the first equation. Okay, how? Like the roots of the first equation are alpha and beta, and the roots of the new equation that we have to obtain are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. So it is very clear that the roots of the new equation are reciprocal of the roots of the given equation. Like in place of alpha, I have 1 by alpha, and in place of beta, I have 1 by beta. So I can say that the new equation has roots reciprocal of the roots of the given equation. And listen very importantly, one point. What I will do, I will transform this equation. I will change this equation in another equation whose roots will be 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. So I will take 2-3 examples. You try to understand all those points, okay? And then let us see if you can grasp this particular concept or not. Okay, so just listen carefully first for first few examples. Okay, so how to write? Given equation x square plus 5x plus 3 equal to 0 has roots alpha and beta. Okay, now a new equation has roots 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. Listen very carefully, each and every point. Let new equation be in variable y. Let us assume that the new equation is in variable y. Okay, now see this first equation. It has roots alpha and beta, and we are solving this equation from class 10. So we know that the values of the roots are actually values of x. When you use factorization or quadratic formula, you get two values. They are values of x only, and you name them alpha and beta. Similarly, the new equation which is in y, actually I have assumed in y, you can assume in z or some other variable for some time. Okay, so new equation is in y, its roots are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. That means the values of y are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. Now on the basis of this, I will establish a relation between y and x. I will establish a relation between y and x. What is x? I repeat, x are the values of the roots, because if I solve this underlined equation, I will get value of x. We name them only alpha and beta. I want to find a new equation. I have assumed in y. Its roots are already given in the question. They are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. So I will say that the value of y which I will be getting after solving are already given, and they are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. Now I have a question for you. Anyone can speak. Can anyone tell me what is the relation between y and x? What is the relation between y and x?
They are
Can you?
reciprocal.
Good. They are reciprocal of each other. So just observe these 2 points. When x is alpha, see, you can understand this relation like this. When x is alpha, y is 1 by alpha. When x is beta, I can say that y is 1 by beta. So what is the meaning? That whatever x I am having, y will be reciprocal of it. So in place of y, I will write 1 by x. I have to find this relation from the question. The whole question is based on this only. Now what I will do? I will write x equals 1 by y after cross multiplying. Now what to do with this x equals 1 by y? Substitute this here. Now you transform the equation. You change the equation. So what will happen? 1 by y whole square plus 5 upon y plus 3 equals 0. After that you will take LCM, rearrange it. So you can multiply every term by y square, or you can take the LCM, whatever you want. and rearrange it in the decreasing order of power. Okay. Equation has been transformed. Equation has been transformed. Given equation was x square plus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. And now the new equation is, this is the transformed equation or the new equation that we want. Okay. So now it doesn't matter. Finally, last step. It doesn't matter after the equation has been transformed. So it doesn't matter whether the equation is in y or z or t or u or any other alphabet. Instead, in x also. Same equation in x can be written as. Same equation in x can be written as 3x square plus 5x plus 1 equal to 0. You know, after the equation has been transformed, it doesn't matter whether I am writing it in terms of y or x. You know why? Because roots will remain same. Suppose I want to solve this equation. Okay. You will do the factorization and you will get the roots 1 and 2. Now suppose I want to solve this equation. You see the appearance is same. It's just the name of the root. Here I will say y is 1 and 2. Here I am saying x is 1 and 2. But ultimately roots are same. So whether I am solving roots, I am finding
So
roots of this
actually,
equation. First listen to the explanation, then you ask the question. Either
okay.
you find the roots of this equation or you find the roots of this equation. Okay, both will be same. However, the question is the x present in the final answer? This is important. Is the x present in the final answer, that is this one, and the x present in the first equation? Can anyone tell me, is it same or different? The x present here and the x present here, is it same or different?
The same.
Anyone else? See here equation is x square plus 5x plus 3 equals 0. X is present. Here it is 3x square plus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0 and x is present. And just only I told you that actually when you solve the equations, you get the values of x and they are nothing but roots. So I think this should be sufficient to tell the answer. Is the x present in this equation and the x present in this equation, last one, is it same or different?
Sir, same.
They are different. And you know why? Why they are different? See what I have written. In fact, it is given in the question also. This equation has roots alpha and beta. So that means values of x are alpha and beta. And in this particular equation, can anyone tell me what are the values of the roots? What are the roots of this equation? Roots of this equation are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. Why?
1 by alpha and 1 by beta.
Yes, why? Because this equation, the one in the box, this has been transformed, this has been changed by using this rule, y is equal to 1 by x. And I substituted x equal to 1 by y here in this equation in the box. After transformation, I got this equation. And what I told you after this, I told you that once the equation is transformed, it is changed. How can it have same roots? This equation, this equation has roots 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. Now it doesn't matter whether I write this new equation in y or x or t or z, etc. Roots will remain same. I gave you the explanation also. I gave you this explanation. This equation has roots 1 and 2. This also has roots 1 and 2. Transformation has been applied. So what is actually happening? We are changing one equation into another. We are transforming the equation according to the given relation. This has roots alpha beta. This equation has roots 1 by alpha, 1 by beta. This is the meaning of this theory or article or question. Now, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
So how did you get 1 upon y square plus 5y plus 3 is equal to 0 to 3y square plus 5y plus 1?
LCM is the step. You take the
So simple.
LCM, solve yourself, and then rearrange. You will get the same step. Okay.
Okay, so
From here to here, LCM. Anything
yes.
else? Anyone having any other doubt? I will take some more examples, but anything that you would like to ask in this question? Okay, let me take some more examples. Okay. It's just a matter of 2 or 3 examples. Everything will be clear to you. Because now I will be applying the same concept every time. So in some time you will be comfortable with this. Let us take another example. If alpha, beta are roots of the equation, x square plus 5x plus 3 equals 0. I have taken same equation here, but I will change the relation here and find equation whose roots are 2 alpha plus 3 comma 2 beta plus 3. Now suppose this is the question. Now listen to this. X square plus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. It has roots alpha and beta. This means x is alpha and beta, right? Because quadratic has 2 roots. Either you can find them by quadratic formula or factorization. You get 2 values of x, and generally if we do not calculate them, we simply say that one of them is alpha, another one is beta. It is already given in the question also. Now let new equation, that is the one that we have to find. Let new equation be in, for some time we assume that it is in y. Okay. After that we change y by x. But the x in the two equations, that is the one which is given here and one which will be obtained after transformation, both are different. In this equation, x is alpha and beta. In that equation which will be obtained after transformation, x will be 2 alpha plus 3, 2 beta plus 3, because these are the roots of that equation. This you should understand with this article. So let new equation be in y. Its values are values means roots. Y equals 2 alpha plus 3 comma 2 beta plus 3. Therefore, this is sufficient to get a relation in y and x. Can anyone tell me what is that relation? Can you observe? And tell me what is the relation between y and x from the information which is given here.
2x plus 3.
Yes. So y is 2x plus 3. Why? Because when x is alpha, y is 2 alpha plus 3. So if x is alpha, y is 2 times of this number plus 3. When x is beta, y is 2 times of this number plus 3. So that is why y is equal 2 times of x plus 3. This is the meaning. We have to find this type of relation. This will help us to transform the given equation. How? You will put value of x. How you will put value of x? You will shift 3 to the left hand side. Then you will divide both sides by 2. So this is the value of x. Now you will put it here. Putting the value of x in this equation.
Screen is frozen.
Yes,
But
sir. It's not visible.
anyone else? Is it visible or like not at all visible?
So it is
It's
visible
getting
for me.
delayed.
It's not
Visible?
visible.
So it's delaying.
There may be a lag, but
For me, it's not getting, sir.
what about others? Can you see the last step?
So visible. No, sir.
No, sir.
Half of you are saying it is visible. No problem. Can anyone see the last step and tell me what is written in the last step? Any one of you?
Putting values of
Putting
x
value of
in
x
this
in this
equation.
equation.
See, this is what I have written and it is visible to other people. So you please try to reconnect. Okay. It is not problem from my side. Other students, please try to reconnect once again. So putting value of x in this equation. Putting value of x in this equation. Which equation? Because we have only one equation, we are transforming it. So what we will do, we will put this value of x in the given equation and it will be changed to this one. Now just like the previous equation, we will have to take the LCM, rearrange the terms, and after doing everything, just write x in place of y once again. That's it. So y minus 3 whole square upon 4, 5 times of y minus 3 by 2 plus 3. Take the LCM. So let us take the LCM, or let us multiply each term of both sides by 4. It is one and the same thing. So 4 will be removed from here. If I multiply this term by 4, 2 will get cancelled, still 2 will remain. So total will be 10. This will be 12. Or you can find this step yourself by taking the LCM. You will come at the same step only. So finally this becomes y square plus 4y minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay. Now this equation, this particular equation is transformed. Okay. This is the transformed of the new equation. What are the values of y? 2 alpha plus 3, 2 beta plus 3. So it doesn't matter. Now that is same equation in y, in x. It doesn't matter whether I write this in y or x now. This will be this, and someone asks, what are the values of x? That is roots. So roots are 2 alpha plus 3, 2 beta plus 3. Okay. X is not x is simply not the alphabet here. It is more than that. It is representing root. So roots of this equation x square plus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. This has roots alpha beta, and this particular equation, this has roots 2 alpha plus 3, 2 beta plus 3. Okay. This is the way to do it. I will take one more example.
So is there any way to check if our answer is correct?
Yeah, I'm going to take one example where I will verify the answers also. Okay, just a minute. But that will not be possible every time. So you have to do like this only, because not in every example you will be able to actually verify the answer. I am giving you a question that will help you to understand this thing. I will take an example of such an equation where roots can actually find easily. Okay, so just wait a minute. Okay, let me take this question. If roots of the equation x square minus 6x plus 8 equals 0 are alpha and beta, then find the equation whose
Could
roots
you please
are,
scroll up a bit?
you see this example. Okay, watch it later, because in this way we will not be able to continue with the class. You try to understand this third example. All of them are same, no changes at all. So for now, concentrate on third question. Okay, don't worry. You can watch it later, and nothing new is there. In all the questions, I am doing same steps. So it is just repetition of the same concept only. Let us try to understand this one. If the roots of the equation x square minus 6x plus 8 equal to 0 are alpha and beta, then find the equation whose roots are alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. Someone was asking, sir, can I check this answer somehow? So I'm telling you how to do it, how to verify it. I have one more method for this particular question. You cannot say, sir, I will use it for every question. No, that will not be possible every time. But just for this particular question, this is possible. How? Watch it carefully. Actually, this particular equation can be solved easily. How to solve? Factorization. So when you factorize, what happens? You actually get the values of the roots. See,
So,
these are the values.
sum of roots and products of root like that.
Sum of roots and product of roots. Yeah, we can solve by that thing also, but here we can find the roots simply. Okay. So I'm finding the roots. I'm finding the roots like 4 and 2. Roots are easy to find, right? Now, that is what I was saying. The values of x are the roots. In the question, they have given that roots are alpha and beta. And I'm calculating the roots as 4 and 2 because I'm actually solving the equation this time. So I can say that one root is alpha, other root is beta. So I have got the values of alpha and beta, right? Now, because of this, I can say that what is alpha plus 3? Because we have to find that equation whose roots are alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. So what is the first root of the second equation? That is new equation 7. And what is the second root? It is 2 plus 3, that is 5. So I have actually got the roots of the new equation, right? These are the roots of the new equation. That is sum of roots of new equation. Well, okay, because roots are not alpha and beta. Remember, roots are alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. And product is 35. So now we can easily write the equation because ultimately it will be a quadratic only. Why? Because it has two roots, alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. So quadratic. Therefore, required equation is, now you have, all of you have written equation in x. You are writing it by this formula, x square minus sx plus p equal to 0. So I will use that one only. Required equation is x square minus sum of roots x plus product of roots equal to 0. This is the question. Its roots are 7 and 5. So now once again you can see this x, the equation, the x present in the given equation and the x present in the second equation, they are different. We are not actually observing whether it is same alphabet or different alphabet. It is not just an alphabet. It is used to represent roots. This x has values 4 and 2. This x has values 7 and 5. Okay, so that is why they are different. And how they are related to each other? By this relation. However, in this method, I have not used any transformation or anything like that. Okay, this is purely class 10th level method where we find the roots and we put the values of alpha and beta here. I have got the new roots and so I can find the new equation. No transformation has been used at all. But it is not possible every time to find roots like this, okay, and then put them in the values of alpha and beta and find roots of the new equation. That is why transformation must be learned. Let me solve this same question by this method, transformation. Okay, method 2. Given equation is x square minus 6x plus 8 equal to 0. Values of x are the roots. Roots are alpha and beta. New equation b in y. Now see, same procedure is followed every time. Therefore, y is equal to, they have given new roots as alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. From here, we will establish a relation between y and x. So when x is alpha, y is alpha plus 3. When x is beta, y is beta plus 3. So y is x plus 3. Now with this relation obtained, we will get value of x from here. That is x equals y minus 3 and we will put it in this equation. So you might have observed that every time we are following the same step, putting this value of x in equation, given equation or whatever. So this will be y minus 3 whole square minus 6 times of y minus 3 plus 8. Okay. Simplify it. Y square minus 6y plus 9 minus 6y plus 18 plus 8. So this is y square. Wait a minute.
So same we are getting.
Sorry. Just, yeah, same. So this is how much? 12y and this is 35, right? Now this particular equation is the transformed equation. Its roots are alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. So it doesn't matter whether I write it in y or x now, because ultimately I'm not changing the appearance. I'm just changing the name, y or x. So here I will say y is alpha plus beta, x, y is beta plus 3. Here I will say x is alpha plus 3 and beta plus 3. So transformation also, I am getting this equation, and by first method also I am getting the same equation, but transformation is better anytime because we need not to find the roots. Here the question was easy. I was very I was like able to calculate the roots very easily, right? But it will not be happening every time that this particular equation will give you easy roots like this. So it is better to avoid finding the roots, and transformation is the better method. Also remember one thing that I have discussed already in the previous classes, that the number of roots and the degree of the equation both are same. Means quadratic equation degree is 2, 2 roots are there. Cubic equation degree is 3, 3 roots are there, alpha, beta, gamma, if you remember. Biquadratic equation is there, 4 roots will be there. So they are related to each other. That is, the number of roots and the degree of the equation both are same. Remember this important thing. Now let me give a question and let me see if you can solve it. And yes, one important thing. It is not necessary that there will be biquadratic equation, sorry, there will be quadratic equation only. There can be cubic equation, there can be biquadratic equation, any. This transformation can be applied to any question. So let us see some example. Okay, suppose we have this question: if alpha, beta, gamma are roots of the equation. You can try and let me see if anyone can solve it. The equation x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 equals 0. Then find equation whose roots are 1 upon alpha plus 2, comma 1 upon beta plus 2, comma 1 upon gamma plus 2. All of you please try and let me see if anyone can give me the answer. Yes, anyone solved it? See what is given. This equation, that is the cubic equation, has roots alpha, beta, gamma. That means x is alpha, beta, gamma. Okay. New equation be in y. Let new equation be in y. What about its roots? Its roots are given 1 by alpha plus 2, 1 upon beta plus 2, 1 upon gamma plus 2. So can anyone tell me what is the relation between y and x from here?
So y is equal to 1 upon x plus 2.
Yes, y equals 1 upon x plus 2. So see, now there is nothing new in the question. Every time you have to just find a relation in y and x, then write x in terms of y, put its value in the equation, simplify it, and lastly again change y by x. So now this question and this article is getting monotonous because every time we have to follow the simple same steps. X plus 2 is 1 by y. X is 1 by y minus 2. This can be simplified like this after taking LCM. Put this here. Therefore, 1 minus 2y upon y whole cube. 3 into 1 minus 2y upon y whole square. 3 into 1 minus 2y upon y plus 1 equals 0. Now, if you observe the denominators of every term, first term has denominator y cube, second term has denominator y square, third term will have denominator y, fourth term is 1 only, so denominator can be like 1, right? So, taking LCM and cross multiplying, I will get this step. I will get this step. This step is called LCM, okay? And cross multiplying also. Y square plus y cube equals 0. Just open square and cube and like collect all the terms, replace y by x. That question is over. So a minus b whole cube, a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. Here a minus b whole square is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Then 3 into 1 into y square will be 3y square minus 6y cube plus y cube. Now do multiplication one more time, then we'll write the similar terms together. Minus 6y plus 12y square plus 3y plus 12y cube minus 12y square plus 3y square. See, now it will start reducing. This is the maximum possible expansion. Now terms will cancel each other, like this will cancel, and try to collect similar terms together. So minus 8y cube, 12y cube minus 6y cube. So final will be minus 2y cube. Then no term of y, sorry, one more term is there. This is also there, right? So minus y cube will remain, minus y cube. These were the terms of y cube. Y square, 3y square is there, okay? 3y square is there. This is also counted. Then minus 6y plus 3y will be minus 3y and plus 1. Finally, if you want, you can multiply it by minus 1. Just as to make the highest coefficient positive. If you are not doing it, still it is okay. And finally, so this transformed equation, now this has roots 1 by alpha plus 2, equation has been transformed. Okay, now it doesn't matter whether you represent it by y or x, ultimately equation has been transformed, and the new equation in x has roots 1 upon alpha plus 2, 1 upon beta plus 2, 1 upon gamma plus 2. Okay, this is the concept. In our question bank, level 1, question number 47 to question number 56 are based on this article only. They are based on, heading is Heading is formation of quadratic equations with given roots. Formation of quadratic equation. However, they have restricted themselves to quadratic only, but this concept can be used. And there are some mixed questions also. I won't say that all the questions from 47 to 56 can be solved by this, but some of the questions can be solved. And yes, like I solved a second last question by two methods, method 1 and method 2. So in question number 47 to 56, some questions can be solved by straight away by method 1 also, and like few questions can be solved by transformation of equations as well. This is what I'm saying. Okay, so this was the article all about. Now tell me one thing regarding the discussion of the homework. How many questions we have discussed? Can anyone tell me? In level 1, how many questions we have discussed? Anyone remember? Question number 1, 2.
So you can scroll down.
Yes. Yes, I think till question number 46 we have discussed. And I think I gave you the homework till question number 69. Yes. Yes, so you can ask your doubts. Actually, we have to start from here only, from 47 to 56. This was already given.
So question number 51, can you please show how to solve that one?
Yes, yes. Actually, symmetric expression of the roots. Actually, it is something different. You are not supposed to solve anything in this question. I will tell you what is the meaning of the question. What is the meaning of symmetric expression? Though nobody asks questions these days based on this concept, but I will tell you if it is in our question bank. Level 1, question 51. Quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c has roots alpha and beta. And the question is symmetric expression of its roots is it A option or B option or C option or D option? Listen one particular point and all the parts can be solved very easily. What is the meaning of symmetric expression of the roots? It means that they will give you some expression in alpha and beta. Okay. And what you do, you replace alpha by beta and beta by alpha. That means in place of alpha you put beta and in place of beta you put alpha. If the new expression comes same as the given expression, that means that expression is the symmetric expression of the roots. I have not taught you this, but there is nothing to teach about it. I will give you an example. Like A option, this is the expression which is given. Okay. Now what you do, replace alpha by beta and beta by alpha. That means wherever alpha is there, you write beta, and wherever beta is there, you write alpha. If the answer comes same as the given expression, then it will be symmetric expression, otherwise not. That's it. So let us do that change. So in the numerator it will be beta, there will be alpha, it will be alpha square, it will be beta. So answer is no, because both of them are not same. Let me use another one, B option. B option is this. Okay, let us replace once again alpha by beta and beta by alpha. Let us see if the same expression comes again. So in place of alpha we have beta, in place of beta we have alpha. It is because of this, and here beta minus 2 alpha square. Yes, this is same. Why this is same? Because this term is same as this term and this term is same as this term. So when I have changed the two, still the expression is same. So it is the symmetric expression. C option. It will not come same. Now I'm not writing the whole thing. Replace. I'm writing simply replace. Okay. What will happen? Beta square alpha plus 2 beta alpha square. Are the two expressions same? No. They are different. Similarly, D will be different. So this is the meaning of symmetric expression very easily. Whatever expression is given, replace the change the names. In place of alpha, write beta, in place of beta, write alpha. If the new expression is same as that of the old expression or the given one, then it is symmetric expression, otherwise not. That easy. Is it clear? 51.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please, one at a time. Yes, any one of you?
Question 48.
Okay, 48 I will explain. 51 is clear.
Yes, sir, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Let us solve 48. In question number 48, sum of roots of the equation is 2. Kindly note, in the question they have given, heading is formation of quadratic equation with given roots. Okay, so they are strictly talking about quadratic equation only in all these questions. So what is the language? Sum of the roots is 2, sum of their cubes is 98. Okay, let roots be alpha beta. Let roots be alpha beta. Therefore, sum of roots means alpha plus beta is 2. And sum of their cubes, and sum of their cubes. What is the meaning? Sum of their cubes means add their cubes. Whose cubes? Cubes of roots. Alpha cube plus beta cube. How much is the value? 98. With these two equations you have to find the, with these two results you have to find the quadratic equation. Please note, quadratic equation is obtained like this, by this formula, where S stands for sum of roots and P stands for product. Sum is already given, which is 2. So what is required? Only alpha beta is required. That we will be able to calculate by using identity. Why? A cube plus B cube can be written as A plus B whole cube minus 3AB into A plus B. This is identity. Put the value of alpha plus beta. From here we will get alpha beta, we'll put it here. This is 8 minus 6 times alpha beta equals 98. Minus 6 alpha beta is 90. Divide both sides by minus 6, you will get minus 15. Put this value here. You will get x square minus 2x minus 15 equals 0. This is our answer. We just need to find sum of roots and product of roots. Is it clear? 48. Yes, till question number 56. Any doubt? Till question number 56.
So question number 53.
53. The quadratic equation with one root. Okay. So one root is, I hope all of you understand what is the meaning of I. I stands for iota. Okay. This is iota. One root is 1 plus iota. 1 upon 1 plus iota. Let me simplify the root. Root itself can be simplified how? By rationalization. Rationalization everybody knows. We change the sign of the iota. So this is 1 minus iota. In the denominator it will be 1 minus iota square. Please note, I have told you the value of iota square, it is minus 1. This value we have already discussed. So what is the root here? If iota square is -1, minus into minus is plus. 1 plus 1, 2. So 1 by 2 minus iota by 2. So by writing all these steps, I came to know that one root of the equation is half minus iota by 2. But they have just given one root, right? They have just given one root and they are asking me to find the equation. Can anyone help me out? How can I find equation with just one root? Can anyone tell me what should I do? Anyone who has solved this question?
1 plus iota by 2.
Correct. See, if one root is this, other root must be, I'm saying must be, not maybe, must be half plus iota by 2. What is the reason? Complex roots always occur in conjugate pair. This you should remember. So now you have the knowledge of both the roots. So you have to find sum and product. Sum is very easily seen. It is 1. Because if you will add these two, terms of iota will cancel each other. Half plus half 1. Now product. Product is half minus iota by 2, half plus iota by 2. So this is how much? A minus b into a plus b. A square. That means, let me write it like this. A square minus b square. Okay. So 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4. This is minus iota square by 4. Once again, you will have to use value of iota square. Iota square is how much? Minus 1. So this will be plus 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 2. We have sum, we have product. So what is the equation? X square minus sum of roots x plus product of roots. Take the LCM, you will get the answer. 2x square minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. This should be the answer, which is B option. So a good question. With one root only, you will never be able to find the equation. So for that, remember that complex roots occur in conjugate pair and irrational roots also occur in conjugate pair. The same question can be repeated with irrational roots also. Okay, those 2 points. Okay, so this is 53.
So 52.
52. Same question like 53. I will not solve it completely. Please see. One root. Okay, one root is how much? One root is half 1 plus root of minus 3. They have given it like this. This is comparatively easier. Why? Because you need not to rationalize it here. What is root of minus 3? I told you this also, how to write it. Root of minus 3 is root 3 iota, right? So this is half iota plus root 3 by 2 iota. So this is one root. Now it is exactly same as 53. So if this is one root, what is other root? Other root is half minus this. Add them, you will get the sum, right? Get the product, write the equation. I hope you will be able to do it now, right? Add them, multiply them. Use the fact that iota square is minus 1. If somehow you get iota square in the question, write its value as minus 1. That's it. Yes, apart from 52. Till 56, any other question? Okay, from 57 to 62. Question number 57 to question number 62.
So question number 62.
62, one root tends to infinity. Actually, this is a little bit tricky, this question. One of the roots tends to infinity, A will tend to. Okay. First of all, let us simplify this equation. That is the first thing to do in any question of quadratic equation. Let us try to simplify it and write it in the standard form. This is given equation. Then we will see what is given. Given equation is, that is x square plus 2x 4 minus 1 plus ax square. Let us shift all the terms to the left hand side. This is 3, so minus 3. Okay. We'll take x square common from here, and now it is completely in terms of it is now written in the standard form, right? Now the question is, one of the roots tend to infinity. Okay, so one of the roots, okay, one root is tending to infinity, nothing is said about the other root, right? So let other root be beta. Try to understand this concept, though it is like a common concept in mathematics. So they are saying that one root is infinity, other root is nothing is said, so I am selected as beta, and I am using the product of roots. So alpha into beta is c by a. This is what is written. This is working as a, this as b, this as c. Okay, so here it is infinity, and here it is this. Okay, they are asking us value of a. I want to ask you a question. If like minus 3 upon 1 minus a is infinity, what you can say about the denominator of the right hand side? If this is coming,
0. So 0. So you're not audible.
Yes, sir.